Well, there were no antenatal classes in Palmerston North, and the Parents Centre Association had started up in Wellington. Well, it started in Wellington and it became quite a big thing. It covered more things than just antenatal classes. And one of the physios working in Palmerston North Parents Centre was this wife of my husband's doctor, and she was also in the class ahead of me at Dunedin. So I was allowed to go and work there once a week. They hired the squash courts in Palmerston North, and there were three of us working there, Jean Gillies, Lois and me, and I think we had 12 children between us. And Lois had 2 sets of twins, and I had to do quite a bit of studying and Grantley Dick Reed and get up to date with anything, new things. I later did study Lemare's method of childbirth, and I was in Paris and I'd been in touch with them, and they called me and I had to go to a delivery, and all they gave them was a lemon to suck. And guess what happened? In theatre, I fainted. Fainting in a operating, not an operating theatre, a birthing theatre in France was not very good. They didn't have any form of chemical. They had to do it themselves in a natural way, and I should imagine if something went wrong, they'd do it. But I was interested in it, and that's why I went. But in Palmerston, we just started. The 3 physios were busy all of that day, and one of the good things we did was to get the girls to write to us as soon as possible after they'd had their baby, because it's all very vivid when you've just done it and been through the classes, and we want to know how they helped them, and then the doctors finally decided that they would have some antenatal classes at the Palmerston North Hospital if we would shut down Parents Centre. And so Jean Gillies, she was the one who went to work at the hospital, and Lois became more involved with the Parents Centre Association, and I didn't. I just dropped out. But I was going overseas, but with my husband, so it really didn't matter very much for me. But I think that it was a great thing, because I didn't know anything about having a baby, and I didn't go to any classes, and I went to private nursing home in Auckland, and we didn't have a telephone because you couldn't get telephones during the war, and my husband rode his motorbike to the place, and my waters had broken, I think, and he said, "Don't bring it in till she's screaming." And I was given Nembutal. I was out of the whole thing. I don't know anything about it, the delivery of my first child. My second child I had at Queen Charlotte's in London, and I did go to antenatal classes there. And a funny thing happened, because we had to queue up for when you were going to have your urine tested and all these other things in the antenatal clinic. And I fainted in the queue. So one of the girls said, "Well, that's a good way to get to the top of the queue." I still do faint at times, but no, I think that in my second son, I was awake all the time. I had him, but he came very quickly. But I was out at Harrow and got in the ambulance, and the ambulance going, and got into Queen Charlotte's, and had it carried him very quickly. But I think that the antenatal classes are very necessary, and I think that children with bronchitis, or babies with bronchitis, they can be helped greatly by percussion and positioning, and if you could teach the mothers to do it, that's a good thing. I remember the nurses at Princess Mary got so that they didn't give the babies their bottle until after the physios had been in the morning to clear the chest from the night before, and you get lots of, nurses don't like mucus. They hate you'd see mucus cups absolutely overflowing, and the patients are not going to use them, and this is emptied. And there's so much, and with these babies as well, they've got these thick chests through the Polynesians, and the Polynesian women also, and sometimes you had to treat a woman, an antenatal patient who had bronchitis. You had to treat her on a regular basis. I mean, I remember we had one that we took. She was an inpatient, and we gave her treatment 2 or 3 times a day. And there's a lot to be done to help. The thing about children is that they get ill quickly, but they recover quickly with help. And I enjoyed my work with the children.